everyone, hope you're all well. Bernard here. Welcome to the Citizen channel as we look back at a derby, don't we? The 183rd derby between Manchester United and Manchester City. You've got the new programme there. That came yesterday morning, so I could have a flick through, ready for my programme watch, which will come out in the next few days, obviously. But yeah, they don't do a bad programme, United. They're certainly better than the team, but I mean, I think they finished 3rd and 4th last season in my top 10 programmes with the league and the cup one as well. So I'll be having a look at that anyway. So here we go. Manchester United versus Manchester City. Yeah, 12th of December 2020, 5:30 p.m. Yeah, not the greatest game, but yeah, I was a bit down yesterday after watching it. But you have to have a think on these things. I think if you go live and say things at the time, you perhaps change your mind a little bit. And yeah, we'll have a talk about it anyway, and we'll have all our usual features, including highlights and lowlights of the game. That'll be interesting. Any match talking points? Interesting. Match stats plus quirky stats. Not many of those this week. Our pep watch here to 2023, perhaps, maybe, possibly. Manchester Evening News and my player rating. Simon Pekowski's in charge of the MEM ones today. And some media headlines, some interesting ones. We do get a lot. It's funny, isn't it, when we do play like Liverpool United, at least we get on the back page. Usually we get a little mention and we're somewhere on the inside pages of the sports pages. But that's how it goes, isn't it? We're a small club, aren't we, after all? Right, yeah, please, if you're new to the channel, please push that subscribe. That'll be fantastic. And tell your mates, City supporting mates, if you can, that'll be absolutely wonderful if you can do that for me. And push that subscribe button. Check my playlist. There's loads of City stuff, obviously City history, because a couple of things I'll talk about later before I go. City history stuff and City present stuff, and of course I do film stuff as well. So if you're interested in films or TV drama and you want my little views on stuff and a bit information as well, not just a review, and information on films and TV and a little bit about them, etc. A bit of entertainment as well, try and throw in there for you. So if you've been to any interest in that, or you know someone who might be interested in that, please again give them a nudge in my direction. That'd be absolutely wonderful. Right, let's get on to the game. Right, here we go. I did put sort of... I like alliteration, don't I? So I put initial things were a dull, drab, dreary, disappointing derby. So there you go. There's a little bit of alliteration for you. But as I said on reflection, I was sort of happy at the end of it. I wasn't disappointed, which about 3 minutes into the second half, I thought, well, here we go. But yeah, on paper, it was okay-ish. So let's have a quick look, and let's have a look what sort of made me think that, and what made me... say I'm a glass half full guy, as you know, but usually, but gallows humour with City. I've been with City too many years to think it's going to be wonderful forever. So we sort of latch on to being a bit negative sometimes, don't we, about our own team? And that's just a defence mechanism. Some people say it's get a little bit upset on Twitter and Facebook, but it's just us older fans especially. It's just a defence mechanism because we've had it for years, and you know we expect doom and gloom around the corner, and that's we shouldn't get too up on each other and have a go at each other on the internet. It's you know, social media. It's you know, you got to realise there's different types of fans, and I'm a bit between the two. I'm neither happy clappy nor too down. You know, I try and be a bit positive, but I also realistic. I think that's what you have to say, realistic, and that's what I always hope to be. Yeah, the City starting lineup, 8 changes to the Marseille game, which is what we thought. Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Stones, Cancelo, Rodrigo, Ferner, KDB, Mahrez, Sterling and Jesus. On the bench, we had Stefan, Gundogan, Laporte, Bernardo, Torres, Mendy and Foden. A bit more on him later. My lineup, thought I got 10 correct. If you look at my thing, I actually had, on the basis that Gundogan might not be fully fit, I did put Ferner into my starting 11, even though I did write down Gundogan. So, yeah, I'll give myself 10 out of 11, so that's not too bad. So, I was quite pleased with that. I had Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Stones, Mendy, Rodrick, Gundogan or Ferner in brackets. I did put Ferner on the starting 11. KDB, Mahrez, Sterling and Jesus. So I was only one out, so it wasn't too bad, was it? Pre-match, there wasn't much comment about the team. I think most people were happy. People are a bit fed up with Zaki and Sergio, but obviously we've heard Sergio might have had a little bit of a reaction. We don't know, do we? Again, we'll talk about that later. It's just getting from bad to worse with Sergio, I think, unfortunately. I think we've certainly seen the end of the best of him anyway, because he has lost that half a yard of pace even when he is fit. But have we seen the dying throes of it now? I'm not too sure. I hope not. I hope, you know, hand on heart, I hope not, but we'll have to see. The referee was Chris Kavanagh, of course, born in Manchester, but apparently no allegiance, yet he likes football. So you're going to tell me someone born in Manchester doesn't have an allegiance, and yet obviously they're interested in football because they go to ref it on a professional level, so they must have an interest in football. All right, he doesn't live in Manchester now, but it's like Anthony Taylor. I'm sorry, I don't care if even if he's a dyed in the wool Altrincham supporter. They play in red, don't they? A red Altrincham supporter. He still shouldn't be reffing games from the area. It's wrong. I mean, we should have enough referees to cover it. It's absolutely wrong, and the FA is total waste of time. Not the FA, the Referees Association are wrong doing that. I'm totally wrong. Assistants Lee Betts, Constantine Hatzadakis, fourth official was Craig Pawson. VAR Paul Turney, well, he helped us out once, didn't he? But it wasn't really a tight call, was it? Assistant VAR was Ian Hooson. Match highlights and lowlights, very quick, very briefly. Highlights, yeah, first half, none really, I put it, but City far too tentative. We did have chances, obviously. 6 minutes, Sterling was through from a KDB great ball, wasn't it? But he just sort of played out for a goal kick. I don't know what Sterling was doing, but that's somebody's day up yet again. 21 minutes, better by Sterling this time as he jigged in the box, but again, didn't find the right time to release his shot and it got blocked. Or again, we're going to have straight at the keeper today as well, which does crop up, and I've not even wrote it down because I got fed up of writing it down. 25 minutes, a great Mahrez pass. Half chance for Jesus. Yeah, it was difficult, but a sniffer, as goal scorer, perhaps could have put a better contact on it. So he didn't do too well with it. Ederson, yeah, he wasn't really asked to do much, was he? But his kicking wasn't fantastic. He seemed to panic a little bit with his kicking rather than pass it. It was far too easy to launch it, and it didn't always work. And don't set pieces and corners, please. We looked awful. I don't know what the marking was. United had at least 2 clear chances. I think they had 4 corners in the first half. Fortunately, we kept them to 0 in the second half because I was panicking every time. But I think they had 2 really good chances from corners, and we just weren't getting any heads on it. Simon Pekowski commented before about Stones getting all the headers on corners, but I don't think we won a corner, did we? But anyway. It did look as though they would score, and they were panicking me to death with those corners in the first half. 27 minutes, there was no contact to a great Mahrez free kick, wasn't he? He whipped it in, but there's no one there. We don't have enough bodies in the box, but that's a problem we always have. Even on set pieces, we don't have enough bodies in the box. There's no excuse really, is there? 35 minutes of one break at pace, fantastic. I mean, this should have been a goal really. Did well, feeds to KDB, who puts on a plate for Mahrez. Mahrez, yeah, De Gea stands up, which he does. Mahrez should know what De Gea does, and he should have either hit it earlier or done something. But straight at him, yeah, all right, he blocked it. I just wrote blocked it here, but yeah, it was straight at him, basically. And then KDB, I mean, his shooting boots, he's left them at home. I think I'll stop using him as my anytime goal scorer. It's terrible, blasted it well over. So both Mahrez and KDB, even though the build-up to that goal with Jesus as well was superb, that would have been a fantastic goal. Typical City goal, which we're not seeing much of these days, are we? But that was such a shame. Yeah, so 0-0. So although City had the best chances, you did feel that United came closest to scoring. I know it sounds a bit daft, but to me it did, especially from the set pieces. Second half, again, no real highlights. You had the 48-minute penalty offside and the dive. We didn't get too many replays because it didn't really matter in the end, did it? But I think he did make contact. But I thought a sniper had took him out from obviously over the scoreboard paddock end over there. I thought a City sniper had snuck in and took him out. He went down that well. Forgot who he was now. Not Martial, the other guy, wasn't it? Rashford. Was it Rashford? Yeah, Rashford. Yeah, so fortunately he was a good, 2-3 feet offside. So the lines came out, but you could see it with the naked eye, couldn't you? So that was a let-off. To be honest with you, United had scored that, which probably would have done with Mr. Bruno there scoring it. I don't think we would have come back. I think it would have been either a 1-0 defeat, or again, they would have hit a goal in the 93rd minute to make it 2-0 as well. I just don't think we would have come back from that. So a bit of a let-off, to be honest with you. 66 minutes, yeah. And, I mean, Mahrez, you could have took 2 or 3 players off. Certainly Sterling could have come off. Mahrez was off. He is it, isn't it? If we're not doing well, Mahrez gets took off. Why not take Sterling off and stick Mahrez on the other side for a bit? Again, Quirky Pep wasn't there yesterday. Quirky Pep became a little bit of a pragmatic stayed Pep, didn't he, yesterday? So anyway, Torres came on, looks a bit more lively, but again, there's not much support for him. 68 minutes, I think that was the only really good move of the half. Jesus to KDB, whose shot was blocked. We had pathetic attempts. We didn't even, I wouldn't even call it a Rodri's rocket. It was a Rodri's attempt that was obviously so easy for De Gea to save. Fernandinho had a pathetic attempt from distance. Ferner was then booked, and even though actually, all right, it's one of those defensive bookings where you take it for the team, but I don't think it was a problem. I think the attacker was covered anyway, so he didn't really need to do it, which is a bit sad, really. But United as a force in that second half were absolutely awful, and thankfully they didn't get any corners or free kicks in and around the box. Otherwise I would have still been panicking, because they did look dangerous in the first half. So apart from that early penalty call, I think United were awful. United accepted wanted the draw. If they could nick one, fair enough, but they were quite happy with that. And City, sadly, were the same. One substitute, of course. City were the same with that. I'm just doing my little bit of a after-match thought in a moment. The ref watch, yeah, I mean, it was a soft penalty, wasn't it? He was so eager to give it, wasn't he? So if he's from Manchester, I'm sorry, he shouldn't even be allowed anywhere near that pitch as a referee. It's totally wrong. So, and it was a soft penalty. I think, as I said, we didn't see many reviews of it, but it was offside. Thankfully, he was saved perhaps by the offside. But yeah, there you go. But because I think we would have been a bit down then. So 6 out of 10 is my standard mark for a referee or a player, obviously, unless it's a fantastic game and a player who might have to start on a bit higher score. But so I'm going to give him 5.5 out of 10, Cavan. I don't think he was that bad, but again, just that one thing he so wanted to give you. You could see him getting all excited and jigging about to give it him, couldn't you? You go, oh yes, I'm going to give him a penalty here. Way fantastic. Yeah, but there you go. Anyway, that's what do you think? That's my opinion. Yeah. So the match sum up. I think both managers got what they really wanted. I mean, I think Ollie's been talking about the title this week, hasn't he? Good luck with that, mate. But yeah, I think Ollie's probably. Some people said Pep is happy with that. Happier the managers. I think Ollie was the happier the managers yesterday. I think Pep was okay, because that's based on that second half performance. I think that's what he wanted. With just Torres coming on for a bit of pace to liven things up. But you sort of looked at the line. You had Bernardo. Foden, didn't you? Too many times players were left for dead by a little simple drop. Even John Stones was beating players with a little drop of the shoulder. So it cried out, didn't it, for a Foden or even a Bernardo in the second half who could actually take people on, because that's all it needed. A couple of times City got free of the United defence, and we were in the clear, and we had chances that we could have made, but we didn't make the most of. So why did we keep Sterling? Sterling was absolutely awful. I mean, I'm not rated him too low today on the scores. I've not been too unfair with him, but he was absolutely dreadful. He's one of these guys that he runs with the ball, and then you can see the ball's sort of gonna go out, but it's as though he accepts it's gonna go out, and he doesn't do anything about it, and it's just a total waste. It may as well just have 10 men on the pitch. Sterling was awful. He got a bit of his mojo back, didn't he, towards the end? Was it after the lockdown a little bit? But again, he's just. I have no idea. I have no idea why Pep. You know, it's easy to bring Mahrez off, isn't it? And that's what he tends to do. But Sterling should be pulled every time, in my opinion. But Pep, I think he's turned a little bit more pragmatic, hasn't he? I think he was happy with 0-0. So that's fair enough. I mean, if we can go to good and better teams and draw away from home, that's fair enough. But have we any confidence we can actually hammer these teams at home? But I'm thinking something's happening in January. I'm thinking please, there's got to be something, hasn't he? Please put Delap on the bench. Put Delap on the bench as an attacking option with Aguero's not there. I don't understand why Delap's suddenly gone back to the under-23s. He's not playing Foden, who can add that little bit of magic. He can score goals as well. This is the thing. Foden can score goals. He's not doing that. He's getting very pragmatic and not boring, but safe. He's playing really safe, and this isn't the Pep way, and I don't think he's happy doing that as well. But I think he's doing it because he knows he's not got the ammunition. I don't think he certainly knows he hasn't got the ammunition up front. Obviously, what he said about Foden a few days ago, which I commented on the preview about. He's got to do things more defensively. He's obviously not happy with Foden's contribution either, even though we are and we're clamouring for it. So he's not happy to put him on the team sheet either. So, yeah, I mean, he needs someone to pull the strings with KDB. So if it's not Foden, it's got to be someone else. So this is it. And a striker, I mean, Haaland's reared its ugly head again. But, I mean, wouldn't we already have him? But what was it? Was it a problem that when he went to Dortmund that perhaps because he would have been second string behind Aguero, they didn't want to make that bid for him? But surely wouldn't he already be here? So I think there's something more to that. I think obviously, is it agent wise? I'm not sure. There's more. There's more to that than we know, and I wouldn't be surprised if we never see Haaland at City. So we're going to have to find someone else. I don't want to. I mean, as I say, I'd love to see him at City, but I think there's more going on that we don't know about. So yeah. Yes, pragmatic Pep, PP. More alliteration. Pragmatic Pep. I won't say boring Pep, but yeah, I think he knows. He knows our, as you said, if we haven't got the ammunition, he knows our limitations, and perhaps he's playing to our strengths, which at the moment is probably defence. Although from corners and set pieces yesterday, it looked like the old City defence. But anyway, that's a thing. Obviously, we didn't seem to improve it either, did we? On each corner, we looked terrible. You know, we went with zonal, weren't we? Zonal marking, but obviously it doesn't work against United. So if we play them again, perhaps we should change that, or a team with a similar sort of thing. So anyway, pragmatic Pep. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and come January, if we're up there fighting in the top half of the table, you'll see a new City. There you go, glass half full, Bernard. Yeah, how about that? The opposition, well, let's face it, United, they'll win games and nothing special, a bit like us at the moment. Pogba just looked like a watered down Yaya, but we couldn't get near him sometimes, could we? So that was quite depressing because he just left our midfield for dead, which was I don't know what Rodri was doing most of the game, to be honest with you, but I think he did look like a watered down Yaya, but yeah, I'm not the biggest Pogba fan, but he looked okay actually. The odd clever pass as well. And they do have players that can produce that odd moment of magic, don't they? And this is what they rely upon. This is why they get results. City used to do, if we were in the doldrums, we had the player who'd turn it up for us, but we're not quite getting that. Top 6, yeah, certainly doable for them. Top 4 is very possible for United. Title winners, yeah, well, I think that's pushing it a bit, isn't it? Yeah, match stats, City, United 11 shots to City's 9, so we got beat on that. On target, just 2 each. Possession 46%, 54% for City. Passes 499 for United. We kept them below 500, yay. 577 for City. Completion rates fairly low, 84% and 86% for City. That's one of City's lower totals, I think, this season so far. United, they won the foul. Yeah, we got less fouls. I can't believe that. I thought we were fouling them all over the place. 13 by United, 6 by City. And corners, just 4. I think they're all in the first half by United. And they had me sweating. And 3 for City. Yeah, players' ratings. There we go. Simon Pekowski. Ederson, surprisingly poor distribution, but City into trouble on a few occasions as a home side press. Had very little to do otherwise. You give him a 5. I'll give him a 5.5. My basic is 6 today for an okay game. Turn up, do your job. So I'll give him a 5.5 because I was a bit worried about his distribution, etc. yesterday, even though he didn't really have a lot to do. Walker caught on his heels from a corner to nearly concede, let off by the offside flag after fouling Rashford. He was vocal in organising defence, but disappointing individually. So I was giving him a 5, yeah, I'd agree with that. I've only given Walker a 5. I thought he was very poor. I said he was committed, but poor. Stones showed why he was picked to start ahead of Laporte with a confident performance alongside Diaz, always aware of the danger, ready to cut it out. Let's give him an 8, yeah, that's a good score. I'll give him one of my highest scores, Stones as well. Might give him a little bit more as well in a bit. Yes, I'd give him 7. So obviously, say my standard's 6. I'll give Stones a 7. I'm not going to go mad on that game yesterday. Diaz, no thrills, no problems. Whenever United did get at the defence, it tended to end as soon as they tried to go through the middle. So let's give him a 7. Yeah, I'll give him a half a point extra. I'll give him 6.5. Diaz. Cancelo performed well against Bruno, who he perhaps has more knowledge of than Mendy would have done. Let's give him a 7. Yeah, I'll give Cancelo a basic 6. I thought it was okay. I thought he didn't offer anything going forward, which is what Pep asked for probably from the defenders. That's what I noticed yesterday. Walker or Cancelo never really got forward that much, did they, as much as they have been doing. So yeah, I'll give him a 6. I don't think it was anything fantastic. It was okay. Perhaps I'm misunderstanding it a little bit there with Cancelo, but I'll give him a 6. Rodri, some poor decisions by extra strain. Excuse me, but extra strain on defence, although he was useful clearing the dangers from corners with his height. I thought that was it, yeah. I thought he said Stones had cleared it because he said Rodri. I don't remember. I think he got his head on a couple of, like a free kick and stuff, but no, he's given him a 6. I'll give Rodri 5.5. I'm struggling to find out what he was doing yesterday. He was okay, but I'll give him half a point less than the standard. Ferner, welcome support for Rodri, providing the biting tackles and also some neat touches, carrying the ball forward in midfield. Yeah, another promising performance. Yeah, well, promising. I mean, he's not a youngster, is he? So he's giving him 7. I'll give him 6. Fair enough. I thought he had a good, solid game. Nothing more than that. KDB wasn't always accurate, but looked the most threatening whenever he got the ball. Was involved in nearly all of City's best moments. Well, isn't he always? Because we don't have anyone else. He's given him a 7. I'd give KDB a 6. Again, he's shooting. I'm sorry, he could have done better. And yeah, he is involved, but that's his job. So I'm just going to give him the bog standard 6. Mahrez played a lovely chip through for Jesus and unable to finish from De Bruyne's pass. Did not see enough of the ball to the frustration of Guardiola against a disciplined United. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. And he pulled him. I mean, at the end of the day, give him more of the ball, perhaps. Simon's given him a 6. Yeah, I'm going to have to give him 5.5. I can't give him the standard. I think he was poor, and I say when he had the chance, he didn't take it. Sterling, his long barren run against United continues. He worked his way into some good position before the break, but struggled to find space. So let's give him a 6. Yeah, he's my lowest player. I'm sorry, Sterling. I'll give him a 5. I thought he was absolutely awful. Let me know what you think. Jesus, he chased back to help the defence and made some intelligent runs into the box, but could not finish the opportunity and hasn't scored since the Liverpool game. Yeah, he's given him a 6. I've dropped him half a point. I've given him 5.5. One of his poorer games, I think, Jesus yesterday. Substitutes Torres for Mahrez, 66. So he got, 26 minutes with injury time. Found space to run at Shaw, instantly making City more dangerous. Yeah, so give him a 7. Yeah, I'm going to give him half a point, because at least he looked a little bit up for it in the last 20-odd minutes. Right, so there you go. Citizen man of the match. Yeah, you could tell. I mean, one of my highest scores. I'm going to give it Mr. John Stones. I thought he was excellent. I'm hoping that all these psychological and problems he's had in the past have all been sorted now, and that, does that affect his injury thing as well? I think psychologically can affect you physically, can't it? So hopefully, fingers crossed, injury free with, John Stones is back. Obviously we've said this before, we've seen 3 or 4 good games from John Stones and it's all turned pear-shaped, but obviously behind the scenes you've been working with him psychologically and making sure his mental state's right, and that's what we wanted. Right, yeah, John Stones, so my man of the match. Well done, John. Played a good game yesterday. When our defenders are getting man of the matches, which they tend to be at the moment, it's not worrying, but it is a trend, isn't it? Pep watch in his last season. I've still got my old title up here till 2023, perhaps, maybe. Who knows? Might go before then. Might get pushed. Might jump. You never know. He was happy with the draw. He wasn't going to making any full use of substitutes again, wasn't he? He was a criminal that he didn't hook Sterling. I'm sorry, that was a mistake. And even if he didn't start Foden, which I probably thought he wouldn't, he should have perhaps been on. Either he or Bernardo should have been on at some stage. So he should have done really a better job. So if I was marking Pep, yeah, I do mark Pep. Yeah, so I'll give him a mark. Yeah, I'm going to give Pep 5.5 because he did a job, but he lost half a point because... Yeah, should I give him 6 because he did the job? No, I'm going to give him 5.5 because I said he didn't play the game. He didn't actually make those changes in the second half that perhaps he should have done, where we may have just nicked a goal. We may have just nicked a victory there, and he didn't go for it, unfortunately. But job done, job half done, let's face it. So, I mean, I was happy. At half time, I would have took the point all day long the way it was going. So I was quite happy by the end of it in a sort of boring way. Pep commented, it's a good point. His pre-match press conference, I'd like to win, but okay, it's Old Trafford, we cannot forget they are so fast up front. It's United. Most parts of the game we were good, lacked chances to score, but we were good. We struggled to score, so we have to be solid, control the game, and not concede counter-attacks. He's got, we're sorted in January. We've got two quality strikers coming in January. I can read between the lines. I am so proud the team will kill you. They are so fast, so good, so strong at set pieces. They would panic me at set pieces. Coming here to Old Trafford, this is quite good. I know the expectation of Manchester City is so high, and we accept this being solid is good. We miss Sergio, we do, but the last 6 months, not just today, he was injured a lot of times. Absolutely, have we seen the last of him? One step at a time, he still isn't fit. Other players are working hard today. He had a problem in his stomach and couldn't make a session. That was it, a stomach problem. It's just sort of one thing after another, unfortunately, is it? And as I said, have we seen the last of it? I'm absolutely gutted, but have we seen the last of it now? Of course, we miss Sergio. He's the best striker in Manchester City's history. In the next short time, we will go without him, and I'm sure when he's fit, he will be back. So that implies he certainly won't be fit for West Brom by that statement. Quick, quirky stats, not much today. Up to Joe. Manchester City have failed to score in 2 consecutive away league games for the first time since January 2017. That's interesting. Stats, Man City are winless in 3 clean matches against United for the first time since March 2016. And again, Stat City, Man City have kept 6 clean sheets in a row for the 5th time in the club's history. Hey, a positive. And for the first time since January 2019, the club have never, here we go, West Brom's coming up at home. The club have never kept 7 consecutive clean sheets. Let's break a record. Let's go for it. Let's not tempt fate. Let's keep a clean sheet against West Brom. That's got to be possible, hasn't it? Even with Pragmatic Pep, it's got to be possible, hasn't it? Yeah, some of the headlines. The Express, Derby pair get pelters from angry TV pundits Neville and Keane. Well, there's no surprise, is it? Neville and Keane always got to... Keane sometimes talks sense, most of the time talks crap, and Neville talks sense most of the time, so fair enough. Goal, sluggish visitors unable to pile on the misery for Solskjaer. Well, there you go. As we say, we should have took advantage, but hey, at the end, a draw's a draw. Daily Mail, toothless. Manchester Derby turns into a stinker, and Pep's warned, "You'll never win the title." There you go. We'll never win the title. Well, they always sorted out with Daily Mail. You're obviously clever lads there. You know what you're doing. Don't Mika write for them. Come on, Mika, have a word. BBC. United and Manchester City played out a dismal derby stalemate. Yeah, I mean, well, I can't argue with that. Can you? To be honest with you, it was. I mean, from a neutral's point of view, I thought the neutral would enjoy the game yesterday beforehand. I thought it'd be quite a good game, but how wrong was I? The Telegraph, Manchester United and Manchester City both failed to impress in dull, goalless draw. Can't quibble with that. And another headline from the Telegraph: not so noisy neighbours. Yeah, I sort of agree with that. So, in conclusion, yes, it was dull. It was dull from the manager down. No real buzz about the team. Funnily enough, City did have the best clear-cut chances, but it always looked as though United would score, as I said before. It's odd, isn't it? I think we did have the best clear-cut chance, but United looked as though they could always nick it. But through a dodgy penalty or something like that, hey, we were so close to that, weren't we? United are not a good team, but they're an okay team. I mean, they do have those glimmers, those lot of... you can be, as you say, you can be winning 2-0 against United, and you do know that you have the ability to come back. I mean, sometimes we don't always have that with City. When we were good, we perhaps struggled a little bit on that. But United have always had that, and they still have that, even though they're not the greatest team. Yeah, so as I said, at half time, I'd taken the point, so I was quite happy. I was quite happy with 0-0. At least I can go and work and not get any stick and share the miserableness of it. I mean, we've got, obviously, unless we're playing the Cup, we've got the Etihad one to come. Hopefully a few of us will be back there. Hopefully we'll all be back there by that time. But let's hope we can put them to the sword at home, although we've not been that successful recently, have we? We do need to start beating these... they're not the tops, not really classed as a top 6. I think they are, well, they are, aren't they? But we just really need to start beating them. But Mr. Pragmatic Pep now seems to be happy with draws. But as I said... Is he trying to keep us in there till January? You know something we don't know, but come February the 1st, we'll be in the same position, won't we? Aguero will be limping along, and Delap will still be playing for the under-12s, and Jesus will be doing his best, but not quite the prolific goal scorer we need. So there you go, that'll be February. So, as I say, Aguero, is he finished? It's looking iffy. We've seen the best of Aguero, haven't we? But we want to see him. We want to see him before he goes. I mean, obviously we couldn't see David before he went, could we? So, and you got Fernandinho as well. Looking, is he going to be staying another year? He was okay yesterday. He played a good game, but is he another one who's past his prime? Having said that, David Silva was the player of the month, wasn't he, at Sociedad? So we missed a trick there, didn't we? Unfortunately. Get Dillat back on the bench at least. Please do something. Let's see something positive. I mean, that would be a positive move. And then let's see what happens in January. Even something stopgap. I mean, like Cavani for United, he does the job, doesn't he? All right, it's probably his wages, isn't it? If we were to buy someone like him, we'd probably bulk at his wages. But something like that even in January to hopefully, and then a big name in the summer. But we've got to do something, haven't we? So there you go. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think and anything I've said there. And as I say, if I've said anything incorrect, names, etc., please forgive me. I do this sort of live, so my old brain gets a bit mixed up sometimes. So I do try and catch things on the edit and add little notes if I need to. But thanks for joining me. Now, of course, I'll be back with a preview of the West Bromwich Albion game on Tuesday. It's thick and fast. I'm absolutely tired. I'm absolutely shattered. I'm working all the hours God sends, and I'm trying to do these. I love doing these, and I'm glad for the guys who appreciate appreciate those guys who tune in every time as well. Much appreciated. But I'm tired. I'm really tired out. I might have to have a few days off over Christmas. Well, I've got 4 days off over Christmas, so I'll probably just watch telly and drink and eat, and might do a couple of vlogs. But I hope you forgive me if I'm not as regular with the vlogs over that few days. I've got a few backed up, so I'll put them out. A couple of quizzes and etc. Well, it's Christmas, isn't it? I'll put a couple of quizzes out. Please check out my recent City vlogs. Concluding that was the week that was, which a little quiz, 20 questions on the Fulham and Marseille game, family friendly, spot the balls, spot the player, missing headline round, that sort of thing. So just a bit of fun that you can play with your family or City supporting mates. You know, do it on Zoom. You know, get your mates on Zoom and have a go of it. That's fantastic. And of course, there's a City special on Carl Griffiths as well, who spent a couple of years with us. So I'll look back at Carl Griffiths' full team debut and his time with City. So please check that out. Anyway, please check my links on screen. If you follow and friend me on Facebook and Twitter, I do check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. If you check out my website, moviegamenostalgia.com, my own personal website. I used to have a video shop. You probably know if you watched these before in the 90s and 2000s in Manchester. So I still sell old and rare movie DVDs, posters from those eras, some great films, some great actors on there. So check it out. And some board games on my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back very, very soon. Until we meet again, please look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. Let's all look after each other. And if we meet here on the Citizen channel, or perhaps you flit over to my film and TV channel, have a look at what film I'm critiquing on there. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, please stay safe, Blues. Do the same. Goodbye for now.